I'm Lori Robertson. I'm coming to you from the Aesthetic Show in Las Vegas, Nevada. And I have with me a special guest, Dr. Mark Tager, who really has been influential in my life and how I present and how I speak to audiences. I've taken some of his courses, and they've been phenomenal in helping me to relate to the audience and little tricks of the trade. But there's something else about Dr. Tager that is really interesting. He is extremely well-versed on nutrition and nutrition in the skin. And I want him to kind of tell you a little bit about his new book coming out shortly and kind of tell us what encompasses this.
First of all, always a pleasure to be with you.
Thank you.
So I've got a book coming out in October called Feed Your Skin Right, Your Personalized Nutrition Plan for Radiant Beauty. So, all of your viewers smear stuff on their face, and they all are familiar with injectables and some lasers and things like that. But as you sit here right now, 1/6 of your blood flow is going through your skin. So that means every time your heart pumps, 15% is going through your skin.
Wow.
And that's 5 liters. So we don't think so much. We only think about half the work. We think about what we're putting from outside in. But true skin health and beauty is also inside out, because the delivery of these essential fatty acids, amino acids, vitamins, minerals, all of the cytokines that are the growth factors that are created by, and things that are created in our by the bacteria in our gut, the neurotransmitters, they all go through the bloodstream and all go to the skin. So let me ask your viewers, is it possible to have a crappy diet and really beautiful skin?
I wish.
So that's the subject of the book.
Yeah,
It'll come out in October.
So what items, what things, just quickly, what things have you found nutritionally that really help feed the skin the best?
Well, the first thing is you really start with your fork. That skin beauty starts with food, real food. Just think about this. I during COVID, I put in a garden. I had this monster hunking garden, and I talked to my plants every day. And there's 5,000 phytochemicals in those plants that are there to protect those plants from UV damage. So when we eat colorful fruits and vegetables, we get the benefit of that. I think the biggest things that we have are insulin resistance.
Right.
So many people have that. And we also have too many people eating too much sugar and getting what's called AGE, advanced glycation end products. Big word. What it means is that the sugar binds to proteins, and when that binds to collagen, the collagen becomes old and brittle. So we've got to cut that down. We've got to get the phytonutrients in our body. We've got to so many wonderful things. The other thing that I really spent a lot of time on, in fact, I was teaching today, all the days of blending, nutrigenomics. There's no other person on this planet with skin that's exactly the same as yours.
Right.
So there's a nutrigenomic component that's so important. So
How
those are some
interesting.
things. Yeah.
How interesting. Yeah, I have heard quite a bit about sugar and how sugar is really not good, for our bodies. And we look at it, and what does our brain survive on? Oxygen and sugar. So those two things and everything we eat is broken down to some type of a sugar base. So it's interesting how when we don't want to be, we don't want to have too much sugar in our diet, but then again, we need a certain amount of carbohydrate, but we can get those from plants that are low in sugar.
Well, the other part of that, though, is that also remember that your brain will run really well on ketones. So
For a while.
No, it can run. It can do well on ketones, and one of the things I really recommend to a lot of folks is intermittent fasting or time restricted eating. So you want to try to compress your eating into about an 8-10 hour period, and if just eat during that period, so you give your body time to rest. There's a process called, another big word, autophagy, and this is where the body gets rid of the old, tired, dead cells and cleans it up. And if you are constantly eating, you are not cleaning up the waste cells. So that's an important point. You get autophagy.
Interesting. So it helps your body. When you're not eating, your body focuses on, it gives it a chance to focus on something else.
Exactly right. And it gobbles up the dead, damaged cells. It cleans things up. So just think of it as, you need that 16 hours, 14 hours of time for the garbage collectors to come in and kind of clean up everything.
Interesting. Now, what about meats? Are you a vegetarian?
I'm pretty much a pescatarian.
Okay.
But I do eat a little bit of meat. I probably only have meat maybe twice a month or something like that. And it's usually when I just, if I've done a lot of every exercise, something about my intuition says maybe I need a little bit more iron, which is, meat's a good source of iron. But for the most part, fish, I do eggs and cheese, and a lot of plants from the garden.
Excellent. Excellent. That's why you're so spunky and healthy all the time. Every time I see you, you're full of energy and health. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. Thank you
Always
so
a pleasure.
much, Dr.
You
Tager,
are
for joining us.
Favorite folks, and you do such great work. Keep it up.
Yep. And I can't wait to go back to his next course on speaking and public speaking. And
oh my gosh, number one student, the best. And she's exceeded, trust me, she's exceeded the masters. So she's up here now. Still have a couple of tips and techniques for you.
I need that.
And the strangest thing is that, I've given 1,500, 2,000 presentations. I've never given myself a 10 on any one of them. You always see the one or two things that you could do better.
You always hear that one and you go, oh. And I've never forgotten the power of the pause.
Oh, that's so.
That's the one thing that stuck with me is the power of the pause.
Yeah. Bring it down. Stop. Reflect. Especially, so many presenters give all this great information and the train keeps running down the track. Be nice to your audience. Stop a minute. Let those key points sink in, absorb. Take some time. Be reflective.
I love that.
Yeah,
I love that. I need to remember to do more of that because I'm a fast talker.
You get a lot done, though. So, okay, great being with you.
Thank you so much. You're so well versed on everything. Thank you so
care.
much for being here. I appreciate it.